Hey everyone, Marcella here. Y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. You guys are right on time to bake with me this afternoon. I'm about to make some scrumptious cookies for my family to enjoy tonight. I'm gonna show you how I've been making these absolutely delicious, sweet and salty chocolate chip pretzel cookies. Now, this recipe is maybe a little bit of a two for one, if you will, because at its heart, it is my absolute favorite recipe for homemade chocolate chip cookies. It's a recipe I've been making for many years. Probably about a year ago, I was playing around with some ingredients and I wanted to make a sweet and salty cookie. So I stuck some mini pretzels on the tops of these cookies, and it has just become a thing around here. It is probably one of the most requested cookies I can make for my family. We just love them. These little chocolate chip pretzel cookies, they're sweet and salty delights, and I'm gonna show you how to make them right now. Let's get started. Okay, everybody, so here's the handful of ingredients that I'm using to put together these scrumptious chocolate chip pretzel cookies. Okay, well, this is actually the handful of ingredients I use every time I make these cookies. But all right, guys, this cookie dough always starts off with 1 stick of salted butter that is melted in a large mixing bowl, because we're going to be adding several items to the melted butter. Okay, that's salted butter. And then I'm going to go ahead and just run over the ingredients really quick, guys, and then as I put the dough together, I will put the exact amounts in the video as we go. Okay, so to the butter, we're going to be adding some light brown sugar, some regular sugar, some baking soda, and some salt. Here I have 1 large beaten egg, some vanilla extract, some all-purpose flour, and then here, my favorite chocolate chip to use in this recipe is all milk chocolate, because this is kind of a cookie recipe with a sweet and salty vibe, and the sweet milk chocolate just really works against the little pretzels here. But you can, do whatever you want here. If you want to do half and half with semi-sweetened chocolate and milk chocolate, you do that. If you wanted to throw in half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chunks here with your milk chocolate chips, now that's really something. We do that sometimes, and it makes these really good and chocolatey. Okay, so maybe a surprise ingredient here is I like to add a small measure of milk to my chocolate chip cookies. Okay, and I like 2 things that happens when I add milk to this cookie dough. Okay, 1, it adds extra moisture into the cookie dough, which causes the cookies to really kind of bake and lay down perfectly as they bake. You don't end up with those kind of chunky mound-like cookies that you can get sometimes with homemade cookies. Okay, so it adds moisture, and then it also adds some protein, which makes these cookies have a really soft cake-like texture, which is a wonderful thing, and I really enjoy it, and I just know you're gonna like it too. Okay, and so once we get our cookie dough all together and we have them good to go on the cooking sheet, we are gonna add 1 little salted pretzel to the top of each cookie for our little sweet and salty delights here, guys. All right, let's get to baking. Okay guys, so we have this gorgeous chocolate chip cookie dough ready to go. And here I have my cooking sheet, and I've got a nonstick silicone mat on this. Of course, you can just grease your cooking sheet, or you can do parchment paper, you know, whatever works best for you. This is a generous 1 tablespoon cookie scoop, which just works perfectly in this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get our first scoop on our prepared pan here. I'll do a row. Very generous 1 tablespoon. And of course, you know, I'm not leveling it off, so they're coming out of here kind of big. And that's okay. As it is, this recipe makes 2 dozen, okay? You know, if you scoop these really large, it'll make just slightly less than 2 dozen, but you can plan on, you know, 2 cooking sheets full of cookies. All right, so just for demonstration purposes, I have these here on the cooking sheet. So now we're gonna take our salted mini pretzel and just press it right in the top. Just lightly. You don't have to mush the heck out of it or anything. Just kind of set it in there, you know. You can see that some of the dough is coming through there just a little bit with some light pressure, and that's all there is to it. So all right guys, I am going to get this pan completely filled and topped with the pretzels, and then we are going to bake these at 350 degrees for about 12 to 13 minutes. Okay, all right, so let me get the rest of these done, and we're going to pop these babies in the oven. Okay guys, so here are these beautiful chocolate chip pretzel cookies. Our first dozen is out of the oven. I have to tell you, this house just always smells amazing when these cookies are baking. And not only are they delicious, but man, do they look pretty on the plate. Alrighty guys, well, thank you so much for coming on into my kitchen and letting me bake these delicious chocolate chip pretzel cookies for you. Got them done just in the nick of time because it is time for me to get in the car and go pick up my daughter from school. I'm gonna put my driving glasses on so I can protect all the innocent children in the school zones around here. But all right guys, I can't wait to go get her and come home. We're gonna be able to have a couple of these delicious cookies, dunk them in some ice cold milk for an awesome after school snack to get us through. We still got a couple hours to go before dinner. But all right guys, I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you bookmark this and think about these cookies when it's time for holiday cookie trays in a couple of months, because these will be an eye-catching recipe on your cookie platters for sure. But all right guys, thanks again and take care out there. I'll see you real soon in another brand new video.